Hi guys, this is Compound Interest Stock Guy, and today we're going to be talking about Inner Spirit Holdings, ticker ISH. And I want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for information and research purposes. Do not buy a stock because I talk about it. Buy it because you like the stock and you did your research. Okay, and if you like this video, please give me a like. If you dislike it, give me a dislike, and subscribe for future entertainment and information on these stocks that I'm going to go through. So again, here we go. Here's the page for Inner Spirit Holdings. So I find it interesting that it says Tilray on the presentation. See right here, you have presentation Tilray. Find that interesting. I know they just did a deal with Tilray to put money into the company, and I'll share where it is later. I'm not gonna promise it, but I'm gonna try to. Again, so it says the Canadian adult use market is currently worth up to $5 billion, and it's expected to grow to $7 billion in 2021. And they're low-cost, highly scalable franchising model to maximize ROI, return on investment. More than 100 corporate and franchise locations under development across Canada. They're a highly experienced team with significant experience in the cannabis branding, consumer, retail, real estate, and franchise industries. Okay, so they are just in Canada, and they're building their brand as a franchise dispensary company where people can buy a franchise, and then the team, they'll help them to get their retail license and operate under certain municipalities across Canada. So their goal is to have around 70 or 100 and plus facilities for dispensaries where people can come in and get help from bud tenders, so they can find the type of strains and the type of products that they're looking for, whether it's a pre-roll, whether it's a sativa, it could be a CBD oil, THC oil, a capsule. So all these products, and they can look at it before they're buying it, unlike if you're going to buy it through the online stores in all the provinces. So that is where this market is heading, and it's going to be more consumer friendly than where you just look at it online. I mean, it's all cool if you got Amazon and you want to buy certain things and you can just order it, but for buying strains, a lot of the people that are coming into this market have never tried marijuana, and it's kind of they're ghosts. They're blind if they're gonna buy something on the BC Cannabis Store or the Alberta Cannabis Store, because they're doing a blindfold. It may not work for them. I mean, even if you're going into one of these dispensaries, it still can be trial and error if you're buying a certain strain, whether you're gonna like it. But if you have the bud tenders and you're able to, compare, you're gonna be a more satisfied customer, I believe. So Darren Bonner is the president and CEO. He's got 28 years experience in retail and franchise industries, and he previously founded the store Watch It in 1999. Okay, and they have Chris Coca, CPA, with 26 years in business experience. Cecil Horwitz, extensive experience in retail. He was also, I guess, with this Darren Bonner, because they were in the beginning of Watch It. Yeah, it's funny when you look at the team behind a lot of these companies. They find people they like from previous organizations. So Jeremy Lee, he's the controller. He's got experience in financial reporting, controlling, and finance function, previously at Big Four accounting firm and in industry roles. Legal and capital markets, Robert Verbach, corporate securities lawyer with 20 years experience. They definitely need to have a good lawyer, because you're getting into all these municipalities, and there's different whether it can be in a say it could be like 300 meters from a school. There's all these things that need to be, their I's need to be crossed before the franchise can open. So that is important that they have a solid lawyer. And the Christine Kitts is the operations. She oversees business systems and operations at ISH. Previously held financial, strategic, and human resources position within the retail sector. Elisa Kuzmina oversees ISH's commitment to creative excellence, significant experience working within the retail and franchise industries, and degree in communications with a major in information design. So the board of directors, it has a lot of the same people. Darren Bonner, Chris Golka, David Margolis, director. He's a former managing partner of Written LLP, and Jeff Tung, CFO and COO of Auxly Cannabis. Okay, so Auxly Cannabis, XLY ticker, they are invested, I believe, in their. I know on one of the pages they're a partner of ISH, so they're involved, especially if they have a director. He's the CFO and COO of Auxly Cannabis, and he's on the board of directors. So he obviously wants to be part of. He believes in this company, and Auxly does. I mean, it's around, like, it's full circle as far as companies want to get in on these dispensaries. You got, I know with the Meta, they had people from Zenabis and I think Auxly and some other companies. They're investing money into the Meta stores because they want to. I think it's because it's almost like a bias. Like, if they're invested, then they're gonna get better agreements. They're gonna get paid better when they're selling their marijuana and their edibles and capsules and oil to these distribution channels of the dispensaries. So I think that's how it's working. That's just my hunch, anyways. So I know that Tilray's doing a deal, and they were able to get 15 million shares at 15 cents, and then also they were able to get a half warrant on there. So I mean, there's all these different companies, New Strike Brands, that's part of this chain. I know that they have in the stores, they're gonna have the Tragically Hip kind of banners around, so it's kind of promoting the whole New Strike Brands. I know that for a fact. 15 years experience in the Sutter School of Business, 27 years as a senior. All right, I don't want to bore you guys to death with all this stuff. Let's get into it. Corporate highlights. So Auxly announces a cross investment and strategic alliance with Auxly, which closes on February 6, 2018. So that was almost a year ago where they had a strategic alliance. And then they have retail store counts up. So that looks very nice. I mean, I'll get other pictures later on, but I'm just want to run through this. New Strike Brands, that's their cross investment. And Ish announced investment by Tilray in formation of strategic partnership. I mean, I think all these kind of deals with all these different LPs are pretty similar. I mean, Auxly isn't an LP; they're a streaming financing company. But regardless, they're all connected. And Auxly has like Believe and other companies such as Huge, FSD Pharma, and other companies that they've finance them, and they're gonna get weed payments. So then Auxly's gonna have to deliver, like offload all that weed. So if they're working with Inner Spirit Holdings, then they're gonna be able to offload all that marijuana to these retail stores. So I mean, it's a full circle the way they want to do business. So it's a shift towards legal consumption. Current consumers are expected to buy nearly 2/3 of products from legal retailers. So 2/3, like as I was just previously talking about, this is a more consumer. They're gonna want to see it in person. They want to look at the strain in person. That's what consumers want to see before they're gonna buy. Legalized to a more conservative, typically one who is age 35, has a university and has family or other responsibilities. So the main focus on marijuana would be, you know, people think that like teenagers to 35-year-olds is the majority of people who are using marijuana, but they're trying to shift towards people who are in their older years, so they have more population at their disposal as far as future customers. So they say legalization, current frequent cannabis consumers expect to buy products more often. The strategy is build an iconic Canadian brand and a chain of recreational dispensaries across Canadian jurisdictions where private distribution of cannabis is legal. Sell select brands together with our proprietary licensed brands through our own retail network and other distribution channels. Utilize a low capex franchise and streaming strategy to maximum ROI and scalability. Okay, so this is how they work about. They're not going to be able to open all their stores themselves. I think they have a few that they own themselves. But anyways, this is how their franchise platform works. Okay, so franchise is the maximum ROI. So if you were thinking about having a franchise, starting a dispensary, you can work with Inner Spirit Holdings, and you could start up one of these Spiritleaf stores. So you need $25,000 upfront franchise fee, and then you need to give ISH 5% royalty on gross sales and 1% of gross sales allocated to Spiritleaf's advertising fund. So it sounds as though you got to give 6% of your gross sales to ISH. So if you made $100,000 in a week or two, you would have to give $6,000 on top of paying the $25,000 franchise fee. So this is where it is executed with 25 locations in Q4. Well, that doesn't happen as most LPs, they have all these deals, but I mean they're not working yet, right? It'll take time. So they have A-Spirit conditions on municipal and provincial approvals. Okay, BC does not have legal dispensaries. Besides, they have one in Kimberley and they have one in Kamloops in BC. Other than that, you can only buy from the BC Cannabis Store all over BC, all over here. Okay, so but in Alberta, they're doing the best as far as retail stores. They have all these stores here, there. They have ones in, I guess that's like Edmonton, and then so they want to be in Ontario as well. So they pursue maximum 75 stores available to operate. So they want to grant first 20 franchises and secure leases for up to 40 locations. That's their hope. How many do you think they'll get? I don't know. That's a good question. I'd say maybe 5 to 10 if they're lucky, maybe 15. So whatever the case, so that is how their whole franchise works, I guess. They're getting $25,000 from everyone, and then they're going to get 6% of the gross sales, okay? So if you had the store, the franchise, and you're able to gross, say, $10 million for the whole year. Let's just do a round number. $10 million for the year. You're gonna have to give $600,000 to ISH, and then you're able to take on the other revenue, $9.4 million on your own. So if they have, say, 100 stores, and then let's use a calculator. So if every store does 10 million, and then they have 100 million stores, that would be $1 billion. So then you'd have 6%, so 0.06, 60 million in profit. That would be their best case scenario for their future. So if they have 100 stores, on top of if they had their $25,000 for their franchise fee times 100, so they would do 2.5 million for all those stores. Okay, the retail brand. I mean, these look very classy. I mean, this is gonna really help the the rec market. There's a reason why Tilray wants to be a part of this, because if they can have 100 franchise stores, and then they're doing like 10 million for every store, then they're gonna do $1 billion for all these stores. So that's gonna be, they're gonna be able to sell, like Tilray's gonna be able to sell a lot of their product and offload it to these Spiritleaf stores. I've been into one of these watches stores. It closed out in Coquitlam actually. So they have retail and franchise at Watch It. So Watch It was a franchise. So they already have this. They're utilizing the existing Watch It infrastructure platform. Okay, so this is where they gain the retail experience, and they're taking it to the cannabis industry. So that's really interesting. I've actually been in one of these stores in Coquitlam. I bought a strap for my watch, and I did buy a watch too actually. Yeah, it was anyways, we source Spiritleaf joint disposable vaporizer. So I think they're gonna do really good if they have vaporizers in the stores, whether they got rollies and bongs and pipes and all that stuff like that. They're gonna be able to make a lot of money on those kind of sales. Auxly currently holds 15% of the outstanding-ish common shares, okay? So Auxly is a bigger partnership than HIP. HIP owns 9% of the outstanding-ish common shares. So both these guys together own 24%. Ish is licensed to distribute and sell all High Times magazines in corporate and retail stores, okay? I think that's pretty cool actually, because I mean, someone goes in the store, they buy, say, like 5 grams of whatever different kind of strains they want to buy, and then they pick up a High Times magazine. I mean, I think that really adds to the experience. High Times, yeah, for sure. Come from where we're going. So their shares outstanding is 174 million. In November 26th, it was 22 cents, and top 5 shareholders own 45%. Capital light business model. So what that means is they don't need a lot of money for their business model, and then they say they have no debt on balance sheet. That is awesome. Weighted average strike price 24 cents. Okay, I believe that's the warrants. Maybe it's the 24% strike price. I'm not sure. So you can contact their headquarters in Calgary, and you can talk to them at invest@spiritleaf.ca, 403-930-9300, innerspiritholdings.com. So okay, so this is a fact sheet. So they say 4.3 billion in sales. I don't know about that. I don't believe that's gonna happen, but I mean, the more retail stores and the more all the LPs start growing more, it'll help generate more sales. But I think we're a little ways away from generating 4.3 billion. My opinion is anywhere from like 1.2 to 1.8 billion for 2019. But you know, if you got that, if you're selling magazines as well, and you're selling lots of bongs and all that stuff like that, then there's other money that I'm not really including in the whole grand scheme of things. Alright, so now we're gonna get into, this is the Tilray that I was going to talk about. 4.5 million investment in collaboration with Tilray and High Park, okay? So Tilray Inc. and his wholly owned subsidiary High Park Holdings, it provides, so High Park is their recreational brand for Tilray, providing for a 4.5 million cross investment between Tilray and Inner Spirit. Okay? The investment agreement provides for a 2.25 million investment by Tilray in exchange for the issuance of Inner Spirit common shares based on a 10-day VWAP. For the 10-day period and on the business day prior to the initial closing date, the first tranche is supposed to close in early December 2018, subject to satisfaction of certain closing conditions. So they're also gonna agree to make a $250,000 charitable contribution over 5 years to the company's Spirit Fund. Is a community engagement program which aims to plant and grow deep roots in the community with 3 primary goals: to educate, support, and inspire. Hyde Park's commitment will be designated to green initiatives such as park enhancement projects. I think that's pretty awesome. I think that's a great fund. I mean, that raises awareness about the company, and it adds another depth. I mean, this company isn't just trying to make money. They're trying to help out communities with their Spirit Fund. I think that's great. Alright, that's enough of that. I want to get into the technical analysis on ISH ticker. So I believe right now, they have 5 or 6 dispensaries right now. So what that means is if each one is doing, say, 5 or 10 million per year, and so that adds up to 25 or 50 million. So 25, they have 25 million, and they get 6% of it. For the year they're gonna get 1.5 million in profits. So they're very light as far as their capital expenditures. So they're not gonna really have too much problem with that's gonna be great for them. It's gonna be a lot profits because they just don't have a lot of capex. So 1.5 million. Now if it was 50, it would be 3 million in profits. Okay. So here we go. This is the chart for the year. Again, they just started trading in around August. Okay, so here's the 10-day moving average, 17 cents, and the 50-day moving average is 23 cents. All right. So you see that now that the volume's just dying. When it was going down, the volume was going crazy, but now that it's bottom, people just do not want to sell at this levels. But there is a lot on the ask at 14 cents, but there's a gap between the 12.5 cents and the 14 cents. Okay, so the 52-week low is 11.5, and the 52-week high is 91 cents. So you always want to get them at the 52-week lows. You're buying. So it's 22.68 million. That's our market cap. So you got the candlesticks. We'll look at the relative strength index as well. Okay, so the relative strength index hit below 30, which means it's oversold. So can it go lower? Yeah, but look at this day. That was probably the low, somewhere around there. Let's look at the 30-minute day. So when you change this, then you're changing it from every candlestick is 30 minutes. So it looked about December 19th when it dropped there. Then that's when it hit 11.5 cents. You know, it gets people panicking, and they had to sell. Now it just seems like it's bottoming out. It's hanging out around 26. It'll be interesting. I mean, I do think that it could go lower, but you know, the fact that this company doesn't have any debt on their balance sheet, and they're having people like Tilray, Oxley, HIP investing into their company is a good sign. You know, you just look at the whole market, it's collapsing and it's going down. So, I mean, if the other companies start going down more, this company can go down further too. Again, it doesn't seem as though many people want to sell it at 12.5, as you see the gap between 12.5 to 14 cents. But whatever the case, I mean, it could go lower. Yeah, this is Inner Spirit Holdings today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and give me a like or give me a dislike if you didn't like the video, and subscribe for more entertainment and information on cannabis stocks. And I'm also going to talk about uranium stocks and the uranium market coming up soon too, because I think uranium market is an interesting market right now. People don't really talk about it, but you know, it could be a sneak attack as far as going up crazy. And you know, whenever there's opportunities, you want to take advantage of opportunities. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and good day. Peace.